The Super Bowl recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet 100, get 100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. State restrictions apply.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second money green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Ryan? It's happening, Kramer.
Wow, it's that bad. Is this the lowest moment for you on the Sports Gambling Podcast?
Well, it's not the highest. I mean, the Eagles lost the game 38-35. We all saw the Super Bowl.
I don't want.
Shout out to Moonoff. He did win. He did win the squares. Didn't win all his 49ers futures, so I was right about that. Moonoff, if you're gonna laugh at my ass.
Oh wow.
Here's the game. I mean, they just couldn't slow down the Chiefs. They just couldn't stop them. I think it was a bad call to overturn the Jalen Hurts catch before halftime? Yes. Do I think it was a bad call to call holding on the defense there on James Bradbury, where again, to me, that's contact within 1 yard. That's allowed.
Which, by the way, shout out to the social team, aka Josh, for the graphic for this. I don't know. Have you seen the graphic for this episode yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be Debo Samuel. I'm not going to be a 40-winer. I'm not going to be a huge fucking bitch about it. The Chiefs won the game. Congratulations to the Chiefs and Chiefs fans. All the listeners that I have Chiefs bets with, I'll be paying you guys out because you won fair and square. Do I think that was a horrible call? Yes. Do I think the Eagles defense did a good job? No. I mean, they needed one stop. To me, this game felt like the game against the Patriots. The only difference was Brandon Graham got that strip sack to turn the game. We got 0 turnovers as a team, and we didn't win the game. I mean, that to me is the biggest takeaway. We just couldn't stop them. Yeah, I mean the Jalen Hurts fumble for a fumble recovery for a touchdown. That was brutal. But I mean, I don't even know in a grand scheme of the game that made a huge difference. Like, we weren't slowing down their defense. Like, if he didn't fumble there, who knows what happens? That's a great sliding door. But it just felt like the Eagles defense just never got that big stop. They needed one big stop and they just didn't get it. Again, I think that was a horrible call in and of itself. And I think it was a bullshit call. I'm not going to lie and say I thought that was a good call, but I'm also not going to whine and bitch and moan and say, "Hey, you should have won if we had, for a quarterback, blah, blah, blah." No, shout out to the Chiefs. The Chiefs won the game. Tip of the hat to the Chiefs.
Great.
I mean, am I really pissed off? Yeah, because there's not a more frustrating game.
You lost to Kadarius Toney.
I mean that again, like if I'm going to go after anyone, it's Jonathan Gannon. Like, just horrible scheming. They had wide open guys on there, and again, we talked about the coaching matchup, right?
Got out adjusted.
We talked about the coaching matchup. We talked about Andy Reid having 2 weeks, but it was like, to me, the takeaway was like Nick Sirianni in game. Maybe he's going to overcome the 2 weeks of Andy Reid, but ultimately Andy Reid and the scheming, the halftime adjustments he made was too much for Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon on the defense.
Certainly those the motion gimmicks that they were working into the game. I mean, it accounted for at least 14 points and a big chunk play on another drive. So, lack of adjustments. Do you care to comment on Kadarius Toney being a part of a team that beats the Eagles in the Super Bowl being some sort of football karmic revenge for needing to see what you have in Nate Sudfeld?
No, that's too many. That's too many steps removed, Ryan.
Got it.
And again, if you want to talk about karmic revenge, Coach of the Year Brian Dable going 0-3, 1-5-1 in the division. I wouldn't be touting as a Giants fan.
Sean,
Yes.
let me be the first to say my condolences. No awards. Eagles leave the desert empty-handed. It was a tough one.
I get it. If you want to dance on my grave, dance, motherfuckers. We'll be back next year. Jalen Hurts, I thought, played a really good game. He did hit the octopus for us.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Again,
that was beautiful.
If there's
the
any
EV on our props, 57. Fuck off. Anyone who came after us, fuck off. I'm seeing so much EV, the spreadsheet can't even handle it.
Yeah, if it wasn't for
no butt cheek, get off my lawn.
I mean, killed the over on the halftime songs.
Kind of
If they, again, if there was a big takeaway, it was just the defense got out schemed. And if there's one person I would shove in the locker room, it would just be Jonathan Gannon. I mean, we kept talking in the 2 weeks leading up. I go, you know what? They're going to put someone on. They're going to put a cornerback on Travis Kelce. They're going to do something. And Jonathan Gannon stuck to his guns, played zone coverage. The Chiefs were able to dink and dunk the entire game. They didn't get that one turnover. I honestly, that's really, we can talk about this till the cows come home. But again, this is just like the Patriots Eagles Super Bowl. The difference was Brandon Graham got that strip sack. He got that turnover to win them a game. And Jalen Hurts, like, shout out to you, true dog in my mind. Like, the guy played his ass off.
Pass for another,
and then got the octopus, and Ryan recorded a video of me celebrating, tying it up at 35. But I said, let's win this game, meaning like, hey, you defense, let's get a stop. Like,
not done.
It was just obvious to me they weren't stopping that Chiefs defense. They just weren't. And so shout out to him, Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes, and the Chiefs offense. Like, ultimately, just we didn't stop them. Like, we can look at this or blame the refs. Again, I encourage people to buy refs or terrorist t-shirts because I think they're amazing. But
not because you're whining,
no,
but because it's a great shirt.
But Ryan, I'm not being a whiny bitch. I thought that was a bad call. Ultimately, that's not what decided the game. They couldn't stop the Chiefs.
Yes.
Like, if they were stopping the Chiefs all game and it was a freak play, I would be angrier. But you just saw it coming. Like, again, honestly, like, even if they don't call that play, they kick the field goal. Maybe they do something on offense. That was the other part. Again, there's multiple parts that are frustrating about losing this game. One, this team, and I'm not like again, there's only one scenario where it's a successful season. It's if you win the fucking championship, right? But I came into the Eagles season and I said, like, hey, if Jalen Hurts and the Eagles win a playoff game, if you listen to Diehard Eagles, that was the expectation, win a playoff game. And they dominated in the regular season. They raised the bar of what the expectation was to the point that they were favorites in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And they dominated in the playoff games, got to the NFC, and then ultimately got outdueled against a better Kansas City Chiefs team. It pains me to say that, but the Chiefs were better. They just were. Like, it is what it is. I'm not going to be a whiny bitch like Robbie Gould. You're a bitch, Robbie Gould. You're a bitch, Deebo Samuel. Those guys.
Whoa.
No, I mean, again, I'm not even in the game, but I can recognize, hey, also it was 31-7. It wasn't 38-35. 38-35, you might have a little bit of leverage to be like, hey, if this call goes our way, it was a close game. Everyone thought it was going to be a close game. The props I gave out, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns, the octopus, that stuff came through. It is what it is. They were able, what I came into the Super Bowl, my thoughts, my angles, my analysis was the Eagles are gonna be able to move the ball in the Chiefs defense. I was supremely confident on it. They came in and they were able to do that. I thought they were able to slow down the Chiefs enough to hold them to 28, 21, 27, but ultimately they didn't.
All right. So, hey, you want to hear about my horrible beat? I
Sure.
know that the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, but you want to hear about my horrible beat? If McKinnon, which by the way, shout out to Greg Olsen, just a masterful performance. on the call in the Super Bowl, screaming, "He's got to get down! He's got to get down!" If McKinnon doesn't listen to you, Greg Olsen,
you had a squares bad beat.
Oh, not only a squares bad beat, Sean. How you feeling when you pull up the squares and you see you got 2-5?
Horrible.
2-5?
Horrible.
No chance.
No chance.
Don't even. You write it off immediately. Well, what was I sitting on? A 2-5. If they score the touchdown, kick the extra point, what do we have? Well, we got 42-35. I would have won 8 G's instead. Fucking Moonoff won.
Congrats, Moonoff.
Does he even realize it yet? I don't know. He knows now. He won the money. Rob Vetter is who got the bad beat in the SGPN DGens pool. So sorry for your loss. We'll get an email out to the winners.
Well, and breaking down the props, obviously everyone the mentions blew up when the no kick, the first kick essentially that was a field goal. Butker hit it off the field goal.
Oh my god!
Doinked it again. Ryan was on no doink, but I kind of co-signed it with Ryan. Like it's a horrible price to take doink to happen. It did hit, so congrats to those.
But check this out on the Exotic show. Even with that loss, Sean.
Yeah,
I turned 5,700 into like 11,135. That's a 80% ROI. The octopus was key in that, but a number of things happened.
Well, you hit a 14-1
first coaches challenge. No, shout out to Andy Reid for that one. For the first run, we were heavy on. I feel like I had a very good day. Very good day. I know yours wasn't as good.
I had a very bad day because I was heavy on the Eagles. And I mean, even Boston Scott rushing yards, which I gave out on the show at 7.5. When I went to bet it, I got it 8.5. The fucker finished with 8 yards. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the Kenny Gainwell first touchdown bad beat. I mean, he is like 1/2 inch short of the touchdown.
Horrible.
I had a nice chunk of change on him at 23-1. It was so close. And I knew Hurts was getting his touchdown. And then also you want to pile on the bet. I don't even know if you would call this a bad beat, but I did give out Hurts first touchdown, AJ Brown first touchdown, which did happen for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's
Unfortunately, Kelsey came in between there. Obviously, if you're getting it up to 80-1, with double up on one team.
Yeah, you in hindsight, you should have done better correlation there, Sean. Maybe a little positive on the Chiefs side next time.
No, I mean, I'm looking back at the 2020 NFL season. I have no regrets. I went
2022. You mean?
Yeah,
you said 2020.
Whatever. COVID.
That was a much worse year.
2022 NFL season. I was high on the Eagles. I thought they would exceed expectations. I thought they would be the number 1 NFC seed, which they were. I thought they would get to the Super Bowl. I thought they would ultimately win in the Super Bowl. They came up 3 points short. It's tough. And again, I'm here. I'm doing the podcast. I'm not some whiny baby who's going to be like, oh yeah, we're canceling the podcast. No, I'm here. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm 40, almost 40. It sucks. And again, the way I gamble, like I went on Kenny Gainwell anytime touchdown. The fucker was a half yard short. I went on Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. That was easy. That was my one prop I gave out everywhere was Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. And hopefully you guys got on it, and hopefully you got Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns. Also hit on that. What's up?
You did well. We did well in the Super Bowl.
We, minus the Eagles losing, which was it's a devastating way for an otherwise awesome NFL gambling season to end. But I'm here. I'm doing the podcast, and we're gonna. What do you want from me? What do you want me to say, Ryan?
I do. Do you want to take a call?
Sure, take a call.
All right. You want me to do all the work over here?
I haven't even logged into Discord because I don't want to.
You don't want to talk to anyone. I don't even know how to do this. Invite to speak is what I do.
All right.
All right. I just added someone to the call. All
no,
right.
Cousin Mush on the line.
I think he's here.
I'm here. I'm here.
What's happening, Cousin Mush?
Condolences, Sean, as somebody who has had their hearts ripped out for 86 years watching the putrid Red Sox. I know what it feels like to, but it was a great season. It started however many weeks ago back in September. We took over Vegas and everybody had a great time. I can't wait to do it again. My flight's already booked for September. Anybody who's listening, book your flights now. Just show up. It's unbelievable. Purple Gatorade for the win, by the way.
Yeah.
Chris Long tried to tell us. He
did say
looked at us
stay away from the chalk.
He goes, look dead in the face. He goes, bet on purple.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say this though. I gave you great closing line value on the Gatorade as a true sharp.
Oh my God!
When I gave it out, it was plus 400, and then it closed at plus 150. If Eagles win that game, you're getting a plus 400 Gatorade bath. That's what I'm sticking with that one.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I did not have the horrific squares beat that you did, Ryan. That's terrible. But I did have the doink beat. Seven people at my Super Bowl party had doink. I don't know where the fuck they came up with this, but they did. It cost me the no doink and over field goals bet. You remember this text this morning, Ryan?
Oh boy. Yep.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But had a great season. Made over $1,000 today, which is a miracle for me, as you all know. So,
well, congrats,
Sean, again,
Cosimo.
apologies, but
hey.
I guess Nick Sirianni didn't know what the fuck he was doing after all.
Well, there you go, and that's certainly deserved. I mean, Nick Sirianni was nodding his head, and
the crying was a bit. That was the part that went over the top. That pissed off the gods.
I didn't feel great about that as a gambler, seeing Nick Sirianni, but I love America. I well up with patriotism from time to time, Ryan.
This has nothing to do with that. This is him building this heel character.
Yes. Well, thank you, Cousin Mush. Thank you for calling in, and congrats on your winnings. We'll see you out there in March Madness. Let it ride.
Absolutely. First half unders. Start betting them now.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's the thing with gambling. You get your ass kicked by the Super Bowl, man.
Sean, I do have. Do you want to check in with the chat?
Sure.
I've
been looking at it.
How did we do in the FFPC? I would say I had a less than good year. Finished a couple entries in the money. I want to pull up to see how I did with the team that we talked about on the show. I do know. Shout out to, while we're looking that up, shout out to Dick Olsen, Sean.
Yeah,
finished in third place in the FFPC playoff challenge. Took down 50K. So, God help us all. If you knew Dick Olsen, you would knew that the world has it coming. Sean, I think the top, I think the top 800 cash. Could be wrong with that. I'm looking at it right now.
Really? Because I had McKinnon and Jalen.
Top 900. Top 900.
I had McKinnon and Hurts.
I have 3 caching lineups, all like near min caches. Lineup I gave out on the show, comically bad, 7,741st place. So apologies for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was huge on Hurts, who if you followed him and paired it with Kelsey, you're looking pretty good. Again, that's how Olsen won.
That was the Dick Olsen situation. All right, I did have one kind of closing question for the game. It was almost metaphorically significant that it was the last play of the game. Any concerns with that Hail Mary, Armstrong? It looked a little bad. Like, we're going to be using that as a meme at some point. Like, big gambling is going to be involved in a Hail Mary that lands at the 20-yard line.
Again, his shoulder was injured. Okay. I thought it was good enough to run it in the game. Again, he hit that sweet 54-yard touchdown to Jalen to AJ Brown, cashed the over on his receiving yards on that play alone. Again, was it completely 100%? No. I don't know what else you want to say. Like, yeah, I mean, he didn't hit the Hail Mary. I mean, again, they're completely fucked regardless with the Eagles on that last play. God, that is just
I'm just worried that Howie saw that. The last thing Howie saw was not the passing touchdown to AJ Brown. It wasn't the 3 rushing touchdowns. It wasn't the 2-point conversion paying out the 14-1 octopus. It was him not being able to reach the end zone on a Hail Mary.
No, I mean, if you want to go after Eddie, you can criticize.
At least draft
you can criticize Jalen Hurts for that fumble. That was a huge play in the game.
That did suck.
But the rest of the game, Jalen Hurts balled out. And this entire season, like they're not getting here if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts. They were 16-2 with Jalen Hurts as a starter. I'll run that back next year. 100%. I am all in on Jalen Hurts.
I would say that Jalen Hurts has achieved the ability to reach Brian Dawkins level in terms of me respecting him as the opponent.
No, I mean here's the thing. You can talk shit about his passing game. I thought he passed the ball well in this game in the Super Bowl. Like I mean, Ryan, feel free to chime in.
But the way I would frame it, if I was an Eagles fan,
he came into the league as a joke. He was drafted as a backup,
second round,
and myself included said like, this is bullshit. We're all in on Carson. You just gave Carson this massive deal. What are you doing drafting Jalen Hurts? And then we quickly found out that Carson Wentz is mentally soft, mentally weak, and they put in Jalen Hurts, and I was like, holy shit, I'm completely wrong about Jalen Hurts. This dude is a dog, and every year since he's been playing football, Jalen Hurts has gotten better as a passer every fucking year. And I think next year he's going to even be better as a passer because he keeps getting better every year.
If I was an Eagles fan, I would point to the fact that, perhaps offensive line related, perhaps just talent related, but they were able to do this with a quarterback that isn't able to make all the throws and was rarely forced to make all the throws. So yeah, I guess that's how. Although what a just great moment for me to end the season. That Hail Mary landing at the 20. Anything positive you want to say about Andy Reid and the Chiefs? Do they? I mean, are they the favorites to win the AFC next year in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Right? I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Andy Reid,
and a ragtag bunch of receivers. Travis Kelce. Tony.
I mean, again, you have. This is why I could give you the simplistic take, but this is why.
I mean, Derek Carr's leaving the division. That's Aaron Rodgers could be coming to town.
This is why quarterbacks get paid so much money because, again, at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes was able to read the Eagles defense, pick it apart, chip, and work his way down. Like they didn't give up many big plays. And I think that kind of was their game plan. They were like, hey, we're not going to give any big plays up. We're going to create 1 or 2 turnovers. And if they get that 1 or 2 turnovers, it's a different game. They just couldn't do that. They didn't get that fumble. They didn't get that interception. TJ Edwards had his hand on that ball. Again, they brought back our punter. Our punter is fucking horrible. You want to talk about?
Yeah. I almost
that was a horrible punt. It was a horrible punt.
You mentioned this. I don't know if it was on our show or one of an appearance on another show, but you went out of your way to say how bad the punter was.
No, I mean I'm not joking. The punter was a weakness, and I mentioned that on the show. I thought like, hey, we're big enough to overcome it, and it was a horrible punt that Kadarius Toney return. Shout out to him. It was a good return, but it was a horrific punt. Like again, when it comes to winning the Super Bowl, winning or losing by 3 points, it comes to a lot of small plays, which is obviously super fucking frustrating as an Eagles fan. But again, congrats to people who had the Chiefs. Congrats to the Chiefs themselves. I'm not going to say, hey, refs are terrorists. I'll let the t-shirt do the talking for that. Store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
Do you remember when I discussed taking Chiefs over 12.5 or 13.5 in the second half? That was pretty easy money, Sean. Chiefs.
Well,
team
congrats,
total.
Ryan.
Do you want? I mean, we should at least talk about how the Chiefs were able to adapt against this all-world defense. That was good.
No,
we can say positive. I mean, I just know that our buddy Alex can be pissed off. We don't say enough nice things about the Chiefs.
I think I've said everything positive I can about the Chiefs. They outplayed the Eagles. They won the Super Bowl.
Are you sad that the Eagles got rid of Andy Reid?
No. No one who follows the franchise. It was a great move for both Andy Reid. again, I'm not gonna blow up Andy Reid's personal life, but like it was clearly the dude needed a change of scenery. He needed something new in his life. And going to Kansas City, got the fresh start with Alex Smith, and he struggled again, even with Alex Smith. Got him into the playoffs, couldn't win the big game,
Needed Mahomes.
Kudos to him. Whatever he was involved in the draft process for saying like Mahomes, that's that dude that's going to take me to the promised land. He did, and now he has 2 Super Bowl rings. It's I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are first ballot Hall of Famers, and it sucks to lose this game. It fucking sucks. It's going to eat at me. Yep. For the entire offseason. But that's why we're here, because we're going to start drafting basketball and move on to the next season. I don't know what else to say. It sucks to lose, but, hats off to them. I'm not going to take off my hat because people might figure out I'm bald, but hats off to them.
Will we be going to the Terry Bradshaw one-man show now that we heard his comedy routine that involves asking Andy Reid to waddle over?
That was a good line. And we had Chris Long on the show. We haven't yet pressed Chris Long on the fact that whether or not he's seen Terry Bradshaw's comedy show, because Terry Bradshaw is his godfather. So he must be close with Terry
100%. He's seen the show.
Well, 100%. maybe we can get that as an exclusive, his review of the show.
If Terry Bradshaw is a friend of yours and he gets you in his area and he says you're coming to you got to check out my show, you're not saying no to Terry Bradshaw. He said on national TV, waddle over here to Andy Reid after he won the Super Bowl.
He used the word waddle.
This guy's, I do kind of, I want to check out the show now. I'm intrigued.
As someone who watches a shit ton of pregame, postgame, it all. Right. I think I'm on the same page with you, where we've had conversations where we go, maybe Terry Bradshaw's lost his fastball. Maybe they should move on. Maybe they're bringing Gronk in.
Much harsher than that.
Yeah, maybe Sean Payton's the old guy. They got to move on from Terry Bradshaw. Yeah. Him saying to Andy Reid, waddle on over here for the post game was the highlight of the Super Bowl.
Also, he has how does he have the pecking order to get the interview?
What do you mean? Oh, why? Yeah, I mean, honestly,
that felt like a gamble, right?
And shout out to the Fox producers. I thought you would keep Terry, close to the nest, whatever. But he was out there.
Jim Nantz would do that. They're not letting Tony go down there.
Jim, we're just here.
Andy. All right. Well, I don't. I got through all of my troll questions and whatnot. The field. Any comment? And do we want to comment on the field?
What do you? Oh, I mean,
come on. As someone
I don't even know if it benefited one team or the other, but it was just trash. Like NFL, as someone who carries the NFL banner, how do you they completely fucked it up in the on one of the Hall of Fame games where they canceled the game because of the wet paint. How do you do this? You're in Arizona. You have the field rolled out. Why is everyone slipping? It just made for a bad game. I'm not even whining. I don't even know if it benefited one team or the other. Just dude, what are you talking about? And to the credit, the Chiefs complained about it week 1 when they racked it up against Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're blaming the dancers from the Rihanna show from getting the churning the field up or whatever. And
but even in the first half, I mean,
was it as bad?
In the first half, it was super slippery. It was all news stories. They switched from 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch. Everyone was slipping, like Kenny Gainwell.
What are they saying?
I saw Jake Elliott and guys on the Chiefs were slipping as well.
This is not a good day for grass.
No,
for the anti-turf people.
No, and that's the funny thing is the players are the ones always arguing hey, let's play it on grass. Let's play it on turf. We don't want to deal with the turf. It's going to create a bunch of injuries, but it impacted the game just in the quality.
I just don't understand how you have grass. It looked like soccer grass. When they go over to London and it's just look, this grass isn't used to handling 300-pound men running around. That's what it looked like. It's fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. And
you know what this means? Home field Super Bowls. Let's figure it out.
I don't mind that. And
best record.
And it really looked, it just looked bad. Everyone slipping all over the field. It just really looked
And it was
horrible.
still 38-35 though. So
No, but I mean, you could make a case it was because the defense couldn't plant. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was clearly an issue. It was an ugly field. Yeah, it was just a sad game that no one will want to talk about or ever remember again.
Are you worried about either of the Eagles coordinators leaving for head coaching jobs?
I mean, if you want to hire Jonathan Gannon, I'll drive him to the airport.
Wow.
Shane Steichen seems like he's going to be hired by the Colts.
Yep. Well, I mean,
like
Jeff Saturday's still in the building, right?
Well, it seems like Irsay really likes Jeff Saturday. Brian Johnson, their quarterback coach, seems like again, he's done a great job with Jalen Hurts. So I'm fine with him getting pushed up to offensive coordinator if that's what it is. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jonathan Gannon, like, do you fire him if he doesn't get a head coaching job? It's kind of a weird dynamic.
Really?
Very
so
frustrating.
It's that bad. But Nick.
But I mean, with the Jonathan Gannon, it's shit we've been talking about all year.
I watched Nick Sirianni talk about Nick Gannon when he was defending Jonathan
Gannon.
Sorry, what Nick? I want to say
you said
Nick
Cannon and Nick Gannon.
It's been a long day. I think there's more than a professional relationship there.
No, I know.
So I don't see him getting fired.
I don't think he'll get forced out 100%. But that was a really tough performance by the defense. And again, I mean, you let up 38 points in the Super Bowl. It's just tough. It is tough. Like, they just got their ass kicked.
Yeah. Yep. On to the next one.
I mean, shout out to all the Patrick Mahomes stands. I mean, we should give one
Showtime Mahomes.
And hey, I get it. If you're a Mahomes fan, he I'm assuming he won the MVP. Ryan didn't. I kind of blocked
plus
it.
+130. Thank you very much. That was a big bet. Remember that? All that EV.
As someone who wasn't on the Chiefs, I said if they win, you got to bet Mahomes MVP instead of the money line. That's just a better price. So shout out to the Chiefs, congrats, and shout out to the Eagles. Good season, not great season. Hey, 2023, let's fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Nothing even to talk about. Football's done.
Football's never done.
It's kind of done. I mean, I understand we'll be doing best ball. I will say I did a best ball draft 2 days ago, Sean. Need to do a little bit more deep dive on the rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan O'Donnell saying Pacheco should have won MVP.
Oh wow.
Well, for drawing that pass interference,
Stop.
I mean, maybe.
Stop.
Was that Pacheco who drew the MVP?
No.
Drew the pass
Sky
interference?
Moore, right?
You're right. Maybe it was Sky Moore. All right.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Sky Moore got a touchdown, by the way. So hopefully someone got
Sky
some
Moore,
juice on.
Kadarius Toney. Hopefully you parlayed those together.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, we'll be back talking college basketball.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
Tough loss, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride. Dong.